emptying myself of all the noise and the chatter and what I think I should say, and I hope it works out well. I hope I make sense. I hope they don't fire me after the talk because, all this noise, right, that can be there. It's an opportunity to kind of get out of my own way and let something larger than myself move through me and create. And last week, there was an example of that. I won't go into what happened exactly, but it was, I love this when this happens, to be involved in my rant and my rave as I was, and to have like an insight come through that I'd never thought of before, never connected before, until that moment, so that I can just, it's really like I stand aside and go, wow, what was that? Where did that come from? I love that. It's the sense of being used by something, and in the best sense of that word, used by something greater than myself. And we've all had this. I think the creative process, art, gives us that opportunity to feel like something is using us to hopefully bring a blessing, to bring beauty into the world. We're with this theme of love, and it's something that occurs to me, that in unity we talk about love, at least in part, in a few different ways. Not an attempt to define all that love is, but perhaps a useful attempt to make it more understandable in our lives. That love is our willingness that only good come to all. Only good come to all. It's a beautiful emptying practice. We empty out all resentment, all unforgiveness. We include ourselves in that blessing. I am willing that only good come to me, as well as to all of life. Not just other humans, but all of life. To let that love be unreserved and unrestricted, and applied equally and generously to all. And then the other aspect we look at in unity in particular when it comes to love is very also connected with what's going to happen at 12:15 today with our informational exchange about primate research here in Madison. Ever since I've been in Madison, I've heard of this kind of in the background. Every once in a while it comes up. So I've wondered. And so when this opportunity came along, I jumped at it so we can get some information that will help us make whatever decision we want to make about this issue, if we make any decision about it. But this way of looking at love, the willingness to feel and to know our oneness with all of life, with all of life, every expression of the one life. This is part of the energy of love that we're with today. So I want to share a few more things. I love poetry, ideas, philosophy, words, songs, good food, community, reading to all of you, exercise, and my sitting practice. My sitting practice. Where daily to sit and quiet my mind as much as I can. And in fact, I've been doing this for years, and this is hot off the presses for what it's worth to you. Lately, I've been saying to my own mind and my own consciousness, quiet. Quiet. Shh. Quiet. And trying to be as still as I possibly can be. All right, what do you love?
Dance. Music.
Dance. Wonderful. Music. Writing. Sedona, your beautiful daughter. Dusting? Nice. All right. Now you have your number available on the
I enjoy walking very much.
Walking, wonderful.
God. New seasons.
New seasons, yes. Laughing.
Being with my grandchildren.
Being with your grandchildren, wonderful.
Good health.
Good health. Animals.
Fire.
Fire. Ooh.
Water.
Birds.
Homemade pineapple upside down cake.
We're getting very specific now. Yes. Very good.
I love fixing things.
Fixing things too. Yay. People. Yeah. Bless us all.
Swimming in clean lakes.
Okay. Swimming in clean lakes. Now we're getting political. No. Sorry.
Our freedom.
Our freedom. Wonderful.
Camping in Chacala.
Camping in Mexico. Yes. Wonderful.
Being by the water.
Being by water. All right. Well, again, I mean, it's a fruitful and powerful question to ask oneself and be with. And then, like I say, for me, it was, well, if I love all these things, hopefully I'm not so caught up in all the other things I'm doing in my life that there hasn't been too much time go by. I haven't been doing one or the other of these many things. And thank you for that. That was fantastic. I want to. There's a story that's told in this book that reminded me of a phrase that I first encountered through the teachings and writings of Matthew Fox. And the phrase is erotic justice. Erotic justice. The idea is that love has its way with us when we give ourselves to love. It has its way with us. It allows us to encounter beauty. It allows us to fall in love with life, fall in love with what we love, to discover what we love, to multiply that which we love. But because we fall in love with it, because love is having its way with us, we love this so much. One example there, love swimming in clean lakes. We love it so much that we are moved from this love to clean the lakes, or to organize, or to work on behalf of the lakes, or anything that we love. This is called erotic justice. And this story from the book, Wayne Muller, he's a minister who lives in New Mexico, and he does a lot of work. He has an organization called Bread for the Journey. He does a lot of work helping impoverished people in New Mexico. And he has this friend, Max, who they together were able to build a community center that served 7 different communities. So a central location where people from 7 different communities could come and be together at this community center. Well, one day he got a call from his friend Max, and Max asked to meet with him and describe a situation that was happening between this community. Is it Truchas? T-R-U-C-H-A-S. I was going to ask you. Truchas, yeah. In northern New Mexico, one of the very impoverished communities there. And the Army Corps of Engineers. There was a ditch that had been there for hundreds of years, built by the Spanish to bring water down to Truchas from the mountains. And I want to just read a little bit from that story as an example of erotic justice, of something that we love moving us. You know, Che Guevara said, at the risk of sounding ridiculous, all true revolution begins with love. All true revolution begins with love. Julia Butterfly Hill sat in that tree for over 2 years because of love, not hate, not anger. If it was hate and anger, she wouldn't have lasted 3 weeks. But she was up there for over 2 years on behalf of the trees because she loves the trees. Max and I walked alongside the ditch. The water flowed so quietly, cradled in the earth beneath a canopy of ponderosa and aspen. Every year in spring, the people of Truchas climb this mountain to clean the ditch, as they have for the last 300 years. As the water poured forth from the mountains, so had the life of these people been poured into this acequia. This was sacred ground. The Army Corps of Engineers wants to tear this all out, Max finally told me. They want to replace it with plastic pipe. They got some money from the government, and they decided to use it to fill in this ditch. They say plastic pipe will be more efficient.